What's up, guys? And today we are back again for another move of the week that I'm going to show, which is Toreando. I think so. Oh yeah. Which I'm going to show on Toreando. And for this particular concept, it has been something that actually I've been working with some of my students for their competition preparation. So this is something that I find it very valuable that I want to share with you guys. Okay, so we're gonna work on the position. So Omar gonna be on his back in this position. Just a little bit understanding on the Toreando position. Of course, we have like 100 over variation of Toreando that we've been seeing around, but the concept of Toreando that I find to be very useful for myself or some of my students is the understanding of the distance for us to enter. Because if assume I want to try to enter for Toreando, if assume I'm sticking my leg too deep in, it may not also be a good news for me because now he's able to establish some attack. And second thing, in terms of the grip, they have so many different grips on Toreando. Personally, okay, before we go for the grips that I like to go for, some they like to control the shin, some they like to control the knee, some they like to control I don't know where, but personally for me, I like to control somewhere in his shin. Okay, why? It's just because now if I'm in this position, what I can do is I can actually try to pinch the shin. Now he's gonna feel it. I can also pull some of the hair in between as well. Just joking, guys. Okay, but anyway, I personally like this grip because this is where I find it very useful for me to manipulate the move around. Because if Omar tried to like just circle his leg inside to block Toreando, I'm able to fight this position as well. So if he tried to circle the other side, same thing, I can able to just push it down and just control around. Whereas if I find that some other grips that I find for Toreando, especially panning grip, this is bad because now from here Omar can just, yes, he can do this to me. And it's also, I'm also putting myself too close in this position. And if assume I'm going for the grip on the leg here, same thing, now Omar tries to circle around. Even though I'm able to fight this around, but I don't find this grip to be very secure because he can easily just circle around, a bit harder to kick my hand out. So this is why I find this grip to be more useful. Okay? So one of the few things that for you guys to also understand for this particular grip is when I try to grip this on, I'm not trying to hold on to the pants like this, but I'm trying to just hold it in this part and just pinch it in this way. And things that I need to be aware of is the possibility of him circling his leg inside to address this, because if he does this to me, now I have an additional battle that I have to fight from here. And this may not be a good thing as well. So one thing I have to be very aware of whenever I establish this grip is I'm trying to sort of like putting a bit of pressure from here. So when Omar tries to circle in, I'm able to just push it off. The basic entry for Toreando from this position is, like as I mentioned on, I have to make sure that I have this grip. And I try to keep my elbows tight inside, so if assume Omar tries to circle, it's going to be a bit hard for him to circle. So once I have this grip, now from here, I'm just going to try to take one step out. And now I'm going to try to turn him like a lorry wheel. So I'm going to make like a very big turn from here. So now when I turn, and ideally, my partner is going to try to put on the frame for me. So what I really don't want my partner to do is when I try to go for Toreando position from here, so now when I move, when I circle, and my partner, if he doesn't put any frame, now I have the false hope that I have a perfect Toreando. That's not the case. If assume you want to be good at Toreando, make sure that your partner actually helps you by putting on additional frame for you to understand the position better. Okay, so what I really don't want to do is whenever I'm in this position, when I move, now, we are not learning anything from this position. So when I try to go for Toreando, my partner is going to try to like put on additional frame for me to start to work from this position. So now from here, once I get this position, my partner can help me by just do this, so I can try to like fight this circle. So once I move here, now I'm going to turn him, it's going to frame. Okay? So once he's framing from this position, this is where I'm also able to understand on how do I want to put the pressure on, because now, imagine how long can Omar hold this position. He may not able to hold long. Second thing, for him to, I can feel his hand shaking, guys. Yeah, and also in this position right now, my main goal is to pass through this hand position. At the same time, I want to split his knees out from his chest. So if I'm able to do so, this is where I'm able to establish the Toreando position. Okay? So as I mentioned earlier on, in order for me to pass his guard, it's very important for me to split his knees. If I'm not able to do so, he's able to hold this in, his hand frame is strong, I'm not able to pass. Okay, so when I move to the side, it's important for me to start to split this out and address this part, which is his frame. Okay, so I'm going to do this one more time again from this position. So my partner is going to try to fight here, so I can just keep fighting for the inside space. Once I'm ready, I move. Now, I turn and I drop. Okay, once I successfully able to split the knees from his chest, I can drop, control his hips, and now if assume I'm too low, I don't want to rush to go up to side control because he's going to try to frame and he's not going to allow that as well. I can try to maintain it down by putting my shoulder at his chest here. And if possible, I'm going to try to grab like any grips on his pants. So if Omar try to move around from here, once I'm ready, then I move out to side control. But moving up to side control may not be the main things that you want to focus on, because the first thing first, once you already pass, he's going to try to move around. And this is where you try to stabilize your position before you go up to side control. So again, one more time from here. Now my partner is going to try to circle this so I can fight this off, move, push, drop. Okay, second position that we're going to work for. So this is where when, especially my training partners start to like get better in this position, because he know that now I'm going to try to split his knees and I'm going to break through his frame. And this is why he's going to start to like be stronger in this position, and now he's going to try to hold me in this position. So now from here, same thing when I move, now when I drop. Now he's starting to get very, very strong in this position, and I try to like split, and it's almost impossible. So now from here, what I want to do is I want to direct his leg towards his direction, his knee towards his direction. Now I'm just going to walk. Once I walk here, I'm able to establish the leg drag position from here. Okay? So the important thing about getting into this position is my main priority is still go for Toreando, and if I feel that the frame is strong, I didn't want to stay there longer, I didn't want to fight longer, but I'm going to try to find the option of going the leg drag position from here. So again, one more time. When he's trying to circle, same thing, I can try to fight, I move, now I go. And I really find that it's almost impossible for me to split the knees and move the hand, but at the same time, I want to try to maintain my weight on his hand, so this is where my leg gets lighter and I walk to leg drag position. And now from here, once I have this grip, I address this part. Now I can start to have the grip on the back, and now I can start to move. And the third position from here, now Omar knows that there's possibility of me trying to split the knees and he's going to stay very strong. And he knows that I'm going to go for leg drag. If assume he's framing me, I can able to go for leg drag. So now he's going to present me with another obstacle from this position. So now same thing, I try to get this, so he's going to try to circle in, so I'm going to block him from circling in. I move, I go. And now, what Omar going to try to do is sometimes he's trying to pummel this leg up here. Sometimes this happen. But if I'm already having like a good control where I'm controlling here enough, this may not happen, but he's going to try to turn his body towards me, because if he doesn't do this, this is where I'm going to move him there. So when he does this, where he's going to try to turn towards me, I'm going to drag it down, stick my shoulder to him, now I'm going to walk. One time from this position. So now Omar knows that if assume he's just staying there, just putting a strong frame, I'm able to go for leg drive from this position. So what he's going to do is he's going to try to turn towards me. So now from here, now Omar, go again. So try to make it a habit where we're going to fight for this inside control. So now when I move, I go. And he knows that if assume I push, I'm going to go here. So now from here, he's going to try to like bring himself towards me. So now I'm going to drop it down, use my shoulder, drop it on top of him, and I'm going to walk. Once I'm here, control the hips. If I'm not able, if he's putting on a strong frame, I just stay here, control the pants. If there's no frame, I can still try to walk up and establish my side control. So now my partner gonna just, so we're gonna do this as a live drill. So my partner gonna try to give me few reaction from this position, and we're just gonna try to do this. So I do not know what reaction that I'm gonna get, but he's gonna do it for me, and then I'm just gonna react based on whatever that he's doing. So now from here, I'm gonna try to circle. Always try to make it a habit where I'm able to learn this, because if assume I don't learn how to control the inside space, the Toreando is impossible. If assume now Omar is doing this to me, now it's very hard for me to go. So try to spend a lot of time trying to understand this inside position. Once you're here, now move. Okay. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to click the like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Us.